Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my meditation. Psalms 5 verse 1. In this verse, David begins by calling upon God to listen to his plea. He urgently seeks the Lord's attention and asks that God would not only hear his words but also take note of his thoughts, his deep inner reflections. David's request highlights a profound relationship with God, one that is not merely about outward words but encompasses the silent meditations of the heart. This is a plea for God's understanding of his innermost concerns, where David believes that God's insight transcends the spoken, reaching into the soul's deepest yearnings. Give ear to my words, O Lord. David opens with a direct request to God, asking him to listen to his words. This is not a casual statement but an earnest cry, a request made with the understanding that God's ear is attentive to the cries of his people. It signifies David's trust in God's ability to hear not only the words that are spoken aloud but also the pleas of the heart. There is a sense of urgency here, as David is in a moment of distress or need, seeking God's guidance or intervention. Consider my meditation. David follows with a request for God to consider his meditations. This goes beyond the spoken word, delving into the thoughts and reflections that occupy his heart and mind. Meditation in this context refers to a deeper, more personal contemplation, often reflecting on God's nature, his promises, or the troubles that one faces. David asks God to recognize and understand the internal struggles and desires that are not readily visible but are just as significant. He is not simply asking for God's attention to his outward prayers but for divine insight into the deepest parts of his soul. Conclusion. In this verse, David teaches us the importance of not only speaking our prayers but also bringing our silent meditations before God. True prayer is not just the articulation of words, but the surrender of one's heart and mind, trusting that God understands what is hidden within. David's prayer emphasizes that God's knowledge and care are not limited to what we outwardly express but extend to the innermost parts of our being. For the believer today, this verse serves as a reminder that God is attuned not only to our words but also to the thoughts and meditations of our hearts. In times of distress, uncertainty, or reflection, we can rest assured that God is aware of both our spoken petitions and the quiet meditations within us.